Welcome to the new video, Old Crypto Coins. The story of the 1952 Australian penny is one of history, rarity, and fascinating numismatics. To fully appreciate why this coin is so significant, we must first take a step back and understand the context of Australia's currency system in the mid-20th century. During this time, Australia was still using the pre-decimal system inherited from Britain, with coins such as a penny, halfpenny, shilling, and florin forming the backbone of daily commerce. The penny was widely circulated, making it an essential coin in the pockets of ordinary Australians. The year 1952 is particularly important because it marked the end of an era. King George VI, who had been on the throne since 1936, passed away in February of that year. This meant that coins minted in 1952 were among the last to bear his portrait before Queen Elizabeth II ascended the throne. As a result, 1952 pennies carry a special historical weight, representing the final chapter of one monarch's reign and the beginning of another's. Collectors are always drawn to these transitional periods because they symbolize more than just money. They symbolize moments in history. The obverse of the 1952 penny features the portrait of King George VI, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget, a well-known sculptor. The reverse side shows the iconic leaping kangaroo design by George Kruger Gray, which had become a national symbol on Australian pennies since 1938. The kangaroo penny is instantly recognizable, and its bold imagery makes it one of the most beloved coin designs in Australia's history. Now, what makes the 1952 penny so fascinating is not just its design, but its rarity and value in today's collector markets. While millions of pennies were struck during the early 1950s, very few 1952 examples in high grades have survived. Most coins were heavily used in circulation, meaning they picked up scratches, wear, and damage over the years. Finding a 1952 penny in pristine condition, one that looks almost brand new, is extremely difficult. That scarcity in top condition is one of the biggest reasons why collectors are willing to pay extraordinary prices. To put it into perspective, most ordinary 1952 pennies in average circulated condition might only be worth a few dollars today. However, in uncirculated or proof-like condition, the value can skyrocket. Some coins graded by professional services have fetched hundreds, even thousands, of dollars at auctions. In fact, one of the most remarkable sales involved a 1952 Australian penny that achieved a record price, making it one of the most expensive Australian pennies of its time. But rarity is not the only factor. We also need to consider historical significance. As I mentioned earlier, 1952 marked the last year of George VI's coinage. That added an emotional and historical dimension to the coin, making it more appealing to collectors who seek coins that represent pivotal moments in history. The passing of a monarch and the transition to a new one is always an important event, and coins capture that moment in a way that few other objects can. Let's talk about condition in a little more detail. In coin collecting, the value of a coin is determined by its grade. Coins are graded on a scale, with terms like fine, very fine, extremely fine, and uncirculated used to describe their condition. A 1952 penny in fine condition might only be worth a few dollars, but one in uncirculated condition, with no signs of wear, sharp details, and original luster, can be worth a small fortune. This is why coin collectors often send their rare coins to professional grading services to authenticate and certify their quality. Another fascinating aspect of the 1952 penny is its connection to the broader story of Australian coinage. Australia was still using pennies until 1964, when the country transitioned to the decimal system, introducing cents and dollars instead of pence and shillings. That makes the 1952 penny part of the final chapter of the pre-decimal era, adding another layer of collectability. Coins like this are not just money. They are historical artifacts that tell the story of a nation's past. The demand for 1952 pennies has steadily grown over the years, especially among Australian collectors who feel a strong national pride in owning a piece of their country's history. International collectors, too, have developed a deep interest in these coins because of their historical context and striking design. After all, the kangaroo has become an international symbol of Australia, and owning a 1952 penny is like owning a piece of that identity. There is also an element of mystery around certain varieties, and minting errors associated with Australian pennies. While the 1952 penny itself doesn't have many major varieties, some coins might show small differences in die strikes, misaligned letters, or other minting quirks. These errors can increase a coin's desirability and value. Collectors often hunt for these small details, knowing that even a slight difference can make a coin more unique. For example, some Australian pennies from different years are famous for their errors, such as varieties or misstruck coins. While the 1952 penny isn't as widely known for dramatic errors, any coin from that year with an unusual feature becomes highly collectible. In the world of numismatics, uniqueness is king, and collectors are always searching for that one rare specimen. Let's consider the market side of things. Auctions for rare coins have been booming in recent years, and Australian coins are no exception. Collectors are willing to invest heavily in coins like the 1952 penny because they know these items are finite. There will never be more of them produced. Once a coin enters a private collection, it often disappears from the public market for years, driving up demand when another one finally surfaces. That scarcity fuels competition and pushes prices higher. Some of the most expensive 1952 pennies ever sold were in mint state, meaning they looked as though they had just left the mint. These coins often come with impeccable provenance, having been carefully preserved for decades in collections or coin sets. When these coins appear at auction, bidding wars often break out, with collectors eager to secure such a rare prize. Beyond the financial value, many collectors feel an emotional attachment to coins like the 1952 penny. For Australians, it may remind them of their parents or grandparents who use these coins daily. Holding one of these coins is like stepping back in time, connecting with a period when the penny could buy a newspaper, a piece of candy, or even a tram ride. That nostalgic connection is priceless, and it's one of the reasons why these coins continue to captivate people. Now, when we talk about the most expensive 1952 penny, we must remember that prices fluctuate depending on market conditions, rarity, and the specific coin's grade. At times, coins can fetch tens of thousands of dollars if they are truly exceptional. These record-breaking sales make headlines and inspire more people to explore coin collecting, hoping to find their own hidden treasure. For those who may be new to coin collecting, it's important to remember that while not every 1952 penny is worth a fortune, each one tells a story. Whether it's a well-worn example that passed through countless hands or a pristine, uncirculated coin that has been hidden away for decades, every coin carries history with it. Collectors often say that coins are miniature time capsules, and the 1952 penny is a perf.